We start at the White House, where President Donald Trump says the United States could soon strike a trade deal with India. Speaking to reporters on Tuesday, the president said tariff negotiations with New Delhi are going great.
What about India?
India's coming along great. I think we'll have a deal with India. The Prime Minister, as you know, was here 3 weeks ago, and they want to make a deal. We'll see what happens. Thank you. Thank you.
President Trump's comments came hours after Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent suggested the U.S. was very close to a deal with India and the country is easier to negotiate with. Bessent added that Vice President J.D. Vance and his family were recently in New Delhi, and his meeting with the Indian Prime Minister resulted in fruitful discussions.
As I mentioned, Vice President Vance was in India last week. I think that he and Modi made some very good progress, so I could see some announcements on India. Again, I think that we are very close on India. And in India, just a little inside baseball, in India, in a funny way, is easier to negotiate with than many other countries because they have very high tariffs and lots of tariffs.
Now, according to reports, New Delhi is preparing to offer a forward most favored nation clause in trade talks with Washington. The clause, which is rarely granted by the Indian government, would future-proof the U.S. deal and ensure that none of its other trade partners have superior terms. Reports say India is also ready to reduce duties on imports of U.S. farm products to ease trade tensions with the United States. The rare clause shows India's willingness to offer a better deal to the United States to avoid President Trump's 26% reciprocal tariff and other restrictions. The Trump administration has already said it wants to sign a trade deal with India and other trading partners before the president's 90-day pause on retaliatory tariffs ends in July. India, however, needs assurance that it will become a major supplier to the U.S. market, especially in areas vacated by China. Now, India has asked the U.S. for favorable treatment, including in sectors such as toys, leather goods, jewelry, and furniture. And so far, Washington and New Delhi have selected 19 of the 24 categories of goods for the first phase of discussions. The remaining 5 categories, including the most controversial farm products like soybean and corn, as well as military equipment, will be discussed much later.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.